Okay. Solving for vertical motion. How fast is a rock traveling that fell for 2 seconds and was dropped from rest? So these ones in particular, I really need pictures for 2 reasons. One is I need to see that you know the direction it's going. And 2, I need to know which direction is positive. In the front page, we're always making right positive and left negative because that's how it's always working. Okay. However, on these ones, you have to be careful on what direction is positive and what direction is negative because it's going to make a difference. So how fast is the rock traveling that fell for 2 seconds and was dropped from rest? So there's my rock, dropped for rest. Okay, how fast is it traveling? So that's VF. Fell for 2 seconds, that's T. And that's about it. VI, what's VI? Yes, started from rest. Yes, the acceleration. Now, here's where you have to be careful. I need to know what direction is positive. Which way are you making the motion positive? It is totally up to you. There are 2 options, up or down. Some people like to make it up every time. Some people like to make it the direction it starts moving. That's what I like to do. I like to make positive the direction it starts moving. So I'm going to make down positive. All you got to do is put a plus sign in the direction that you want to be positive. So I've got a down arrow, so I made that positive. Okay?
You decide which way you want to climb.
Yep. So
I can make it negative.
yes,
Okay.
if you want to just always say up is positive, down is negative, totally fine.
Okay.
Yep. You'll get an opposite answer of me, but I'll know exactly why you got that answer because I can see on your paper you made up positive. So totally fine. Okay? So picture, knowns and unknowns, equation. Okay? Go down to the bottom. So VF, VI, A, T. Oh, I forgot to write down what A was. So I made down positive. The acceleration is always 9.8. However, because I made down positive, I make it a positive 9.8. If you made down negative, you would make it a negative 9.8. Okay? So, VF, VI, AT. So, Old Faithful is the equation I want. So VF equals 0 plus 9.8 T. Thank you. Okay. Now, if you're doing what Audrey's doing and you're making up positive, you would get a negative 19.6 for your answer, which is totally fine. Totally fine. As long as you drew a picture and I can tell what direction is positive, if you get the opposite answer of me, I am fine with that. Totally fine. So don't freak out and be like, oh, Mr. B's going to get something different. You're not going to get the points off. Okay? You got exactly what I need. I'm totally fine with that. Okay. Any questions on solving the vertical motion? Just like horizontal, except you've got to assume more things. Okay? You frequently have to assume which velocity is 0. You always have to assume acceleration of gravity unless it's on like a different planet and I give it to you. So you have to be careful with what you're given. Like for example, number 6, it just says a velocity of 21. That's all it says. Everything else you got to kind of figure out. Okay? So go ahead and keep working. Make sure for next time you've got the front page done. Okay, you got a little more than 5 minutes here, so get a little bit further if you can. Make sure you got the front page. That's what you should finish for next time. And then the back page, if you get to it, great. Work on it today if you're there. But if you don't get to the back page today, that is not the end of the world. We'll spend a little bit of time on it next time. So we've got A, we've got VI. Hits the brakes, stops, that's the F. So VF would be 0. Yep. And then how far would it go? That's D. So you've got A, VI, VF, D. Correct. So it's not this one. Not this one. Ain't got no time. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so if you're calling a positive, then yeah, you would have a negative. Oh.
And this negative, so why would my name be positive?
It won't. Because these two will be negative. You're going to add a negative to a negative, which makes it more negative.
Okay.
Question, please? Yeah. You got it. You gentlemen doing okay?
Yep.
Y'all two doing okay?
Just A was be original.
So, you know,
Yep.
yeah, yes,
See
yeah,
how
we're
it
trying to find
doesn't
the
say,
edge.
so this one says accelerates. This one says decelerates. This one doesn't say that. So there's no GL, there's just the and then how long is so you right here this yes. So V T T. So we're down here. We're looking for V yes. V T. So we don't. Yep, good. All right, if you want to start getting your stuff together here, you may. Again, just the front page. Just the front page. As much as you can. Yeah. This would be the right one. Okay. You subtract that number, you'd have some large negative number. You would divide by, yeah, so this would be 25.8. Yeah, so this would be negative 25.8. So that, the negative should cancel. I think you might have subtracted. So you square this first. Subtract it.
Subtract it over.
Yeah.
And it would be, it would send you to the right back.
Yes. And then you would divide that.
Divide that over.
Yeah. Well, it's like, the reason we're doing this is because, I mean, it's been literally a year since you've done it. We're just trying to get like the basic things back down so that we can get into some more content. Because the first like real unit we'll do is 2D momentum. And so like in order to do that, we gotta have some practice on motion, velocity, acceleration, how to solve problems. And then the good news is we're not gonna do 2D motion. So like the rocket launching stuff, we're not gonna do that. Because that's the hardest thing to do. At least in physics too. What's the hardest one? Well, so like quantum is confusing, but we don't do any math in quantum.
Like theory.
Yeah, it's just theoretical. The hardest unit is probably relativity, because it's confusing and there's math. But the math is not too bad once you get used to it. Because there's just 3 different types of problems.
Time dilated.
Yeah, there's just 3. The harder thing about relativity is understanding what's going on, because it makes no sense.
Wait, so how long do I have to wait to learn about the super speed thing that you were saying?
The relativity stuff.
Sure.
Not long. We'll do it probably either end of this month or beginning of September.
Okay.
So it's one of the first units.
10 years.
Because I don't understand, like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Which is why we're going to go over it, talk about it, and then we'll look at some examples, aka we'll watch the movie